Good afternoon. Got it.
Afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, shall I start, sir?
Sir, start, sir.
Yes, sir. You
Sir, you can
can
start. You can start, sir.
Okay. So 11:52. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your refresher course, which is organized by University of Mysore Human Resource Development Center and the Department of Education. And I would thank to our coordinator, Professor Ningama C. Betsur Madam, and Director Professor S.S. Malini Madam. Today I am going to about innovative approaches to teaching in higher education. Before that, I would like to share some views of experiences and what is teaching and other related things. So here, university stands for humanism, for tolerance, for reason, for the adventure of ideas, and for the search of truth. That is we called ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಮೈಸೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಲೂ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ಫಾರ್ ಟಾಲರೆನ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಅಡ್ವೆಂಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಬೈ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು. ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ, ವೈಚಾರಿಕತೆ, ಮನೋಗತಗಳ ಅನ್ವೇಷಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸತ್ಯಾನ್ವೇಷಣೆಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಮಷ್ಟಿ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ನ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿ ನೋಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ನೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಪ್ರೋಚಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್, ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್, ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. Yes, good. And also in a teacher education, especially training is an action. So always we are telling teacher education is focused on the skill based and abilities, and training is an action and education is a profession. So good teaching ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, how become a good teaching ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, good teaching is a caring, good teaching is a nurturing. Good teaching is a caring, nurturing, and developing minds and talents for the students. ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ. ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ಸ್, ಪರಿಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ದ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್, ಸಂಬಂಧಯುತವಾದ ಪಾಠವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್. Teaching, it should be always meaningful within the syllabus and content in the classroom. And last one is, after the classroom, teaching is always memorable. ಉಳಿಬೇಕದು ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಬೇಕು, ಆ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ. ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೀಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಬಲ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್, ಟೀಚರ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಯಾವ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಆ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆರಿಯರ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮರ್ಮರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಗಾಸಿಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಚೂಸ್ ದಿ ಅವರ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್, ಇನ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್, ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ತಗೊಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಎ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಪ್ರೇಸ್ ಟು ಗಾಡ್ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು? ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ದ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೇಸ್ ಟು ಗಾಡ್ ಏನಂತ? ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಎ ಪವರ್ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿರೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ which includes learning through interpersonal relationship between the teacher and students. ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಬಹಳ ಮಹತ್ವದ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ. Our target group is our students. So teaching is the stimulation. Now micro teaching we are always mentioning the micro teaching stimulus and variation. So and guidance and direction and encouragement of the learning. Our ultimate goal is learning with meaningful, with effectively. And good teacher or good teaching ಅಂದ್ರೆ we are already knows ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್, ಕೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪತಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್, ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಕೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪತಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೇಮ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪತಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪತಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಟೀಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ, ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 3 years ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ BOS ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. So we have to change our curriculum and the present scenario ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, any other burning issues or NEP or SEP. So what is the criteria of you are changing the curriculum, what the students are expecting in recent days ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ when we are joined the profession up to our end of the profession, the same notes, same material and the same subject handling. If the taking somebody is the same subject ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸಾರಿ we are quarreling with our colleagues. It's happen in the higher education especially ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು UG PG ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. is a challenged teacher is always taking a new subject. Whatever the subject you give me, I will do it, I can do it ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದು ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ದ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಅದು ಲೆಸನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್, ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ನಾವು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ವೆನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಓಕೆ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಎಂಜಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಂಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಂಚೇ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಎಂಜಾಯಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಬಡಿ ಆಸ್ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋದೇನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ಬೆಂಚ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಯಾಗ್ನೋಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಇದು ಗುಡ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ ಲರ್ನರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರಾಟಿಕ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. So here we mentioned innovative approaches to teaching in higher education. I think 23rd, which you have presented 4 participants like Dr. Kavya Kishore also approaches to teaching in digital era. He mentioned a lot of things, information, and also the part of one is experimental learning. Dr. Kiran also presented information about the approaches and other approaches also there here. So here teaching method, teaching strategies and teaching approach. First one teaching approach, teaching method, teaching strategies, teaching technique. The 4 step is differences here. So nodi, teaching approach irbeku, teaching method, the pedagogy also very important, teaching strategies or related techniques, strategies and teaching techniques also. The 4 is different at teaching approach. What is the main content here or important things here andre constructivist and cognitivist. Idu approaches to learning here, teaching approach. And subjectivist approach to learning. Adanna namige highlight ಮಾಡಿ, this is the highlight of this teaching approach. The second is the teaching method. Teaching method, we are always focus our attention to the child centered method and teacher centered method. The third one is teaching strategies. So strategies of teaching anta. So adral now note the teaching strategies andre within your classroom situation as a teacher is making a group, and small group or discussion or demonstration or budge groups, etc. So sometimes teacher is using lecture method, discussion method, or whole class presentation like based on the content. And last one is teaching technique. The pair group discussion, snowballing in now research alle irತೀವಿ. Snowballing ಅಲ್ಲಿ area of research how to collect. Collaborating ಅಥವಾ lecture, talk or conferences, symposium. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ಯುಟೋರಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್, ಟ್ಯುಟೋರಿಯಲ್, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಅಂತ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್. The many approaches are there: flipped classroom, active learning strategies, experimental learning, and then experimental method, gamification, games ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್, ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಮರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್, ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ರೋಚಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ ನಮಗೆ? ಅಪ್ರೋಚಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್. ನಾವೇನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ instructional objectives, definitely we would have learning outcomes student achieve anna ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And realize their full emotional potential. Emotional potential ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಬ್ಬಾ today we are realize can understand very well sir ಅಂತ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು the students. Quality pedagogy provides strong foundation for learning. Strong foundation ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. It aids students in developing advanced concept. Now approach ಅಲ್ಲಿ advanced concepts and abilities ಅನ್ನ to develop among the children. An approach pedagogy helps impart education to students with different learning styles or abilities. So when we are mentioned the many approaches are there, an approaches pedagogy helps impart education to students with different learning styles or abilities. And also along with student develop to deeper understanding of subject matter. Deeper understanding means the concept, main basic concept students are understanding very easily and one that. We are all in teaching profession. Teaching is a complex skill with an interpersonal relationship between students and teachers. Teaching is meant for the formulation and molding. Now students anna molding ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, formulation and molding the students to have behavior changes. That is learning. The learning is nothing but modification of the behavior. So here teaching is the most difficult and complex series. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, in recent days our teaching is not a ordinary task, it is a challenging task. If the teacher is interesting to taking the class, if the teacher is challenging of the content or new curriculum, so ಅವಾಗ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಚರ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋ ಜ್ಞಾನನ, ದ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ದೇ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್ ವೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ. ದ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ, after the certificate course or any school board examination over, the student is the role model of the society because of our teaching curriculum and other disciplinary and what the delta ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. So here, what is the teaching approach in education ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, teaching approach is a set of principles and beliefs or ideas about the nature of learning, which is translated into the classroom. So we have to translate it in the classroom, the nature of learning, ideas, and our knowledge and our experiences sometimes. And approaches is an enlightened viewpoint toward teaching. The first, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, average teacher or good teacher and effective inspired teacher ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. It provides philosophy of the whole process of instruction. Philosophical aspects before we are preparing the curriculum, aims and objectives, and curriculum and discipline, and role of the teacher and people's relationship. These are all main important to prepare the curriculum ಅಂತ philosophical ನಲ್ಲಿ ideologist, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು long back they are given some suggestions and guidance, each one ideologies they are given. So ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು, what is the important ಅಂದ್ರೆ, before open the speech, open your mind ಅಂತ. ಮಾತು ಬಿಚ್ಚುವ ಮುನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಿಚ್ಚಿ ಅಂತ. ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಓಪನ್ ದಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಓಪನ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್, ಮಾತು ಆಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ದ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸಂಬಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯಾವ ಅದರ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಸರ್ ಆರ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಆರ್ IQAC ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. All class are not effective sometimes. Suppose we have a 50 class in the one semester, 40 classes is very effective, 10 classes is not effective classes because of some situation occur or some obstacles occurring in our situation. When we are get designation, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, when we are get designation, our or your dedication is very important. When we are get qualification, when we are completion of our qualification, our quality also very important. And we are get good status in the society or university or UG or PG courses or institution, our mental status also very, very important. When we are get vetana, in the classroom teacher have a good chetana, the liveliness, humorous, inspiring the students. Idukke. When we are get vetana, your chetana is very important. Designation to dedication, qualification when we get quality, status we are get mental status, and salary is a satisfaction of the profession with inspiring the students. And education is responsible citizen, productiveness, create a person overall responsibility. ಇದು ಟೀಚರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ರಿಫ್ರೆಶರ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್. ಓ, ನಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಐ ಫರ್ಗಟನ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಮರ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸಾರಿ. ನಮಗೆ ರಜಾ ಮುಗಿದು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ವೆಕೇಶನ್ ವಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಡ್ 15 days ಆಸ್ ಎ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂದಾಗ 1 or 2 days is very boring to teach sometimes because of our mind is not set up in the classroom. So how to create innovative learning environment? So every day we can't create the learning environment in the classroom or higher education. Sometimes the content also like that irutte. Content ಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲ್ಲ. ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಅದೊಂಥರ ಬೋರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ some students or teachers. But all the subjects we have to create learning environment in higher education. More focus on practical learning rather than the routine learning annatara. A change in the mindset. The mindset is very important. Nobody is giving a instructed, your class is there, you do very good class, you do effective class. 10 years, 15 years experience ಆದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ nobody has instructed, guidance, suggestions to do your like this, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Ourself every year we should updated our knowledge and content knowledge and the media and digital whatever the facilities we have to use and display in the classes. A change in the mindset, self-evaluation, that is very important. Make room for open-ended questions. Now, discussion and ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ open-ended questions ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ sometimes the brainstorm method ಅಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು. So in B.Ed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು professional courses ಅಲ್ಲಿ we can't do in each classes because of the lack of timetable or timings. We could not able to get the like these classes. But if we have a time and other extra period, we can using of some techniques or approaches and create a place where all the learners can fit in ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೀಚ್ them to take risk, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, and learn from failures. ಯಾರು ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಟೀಚ್ them to take a risk. ಆ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್, ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಇನ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, innovating teaching strategies are instructional approaches that involve the use of technology, hands-on activities, and other materials to help students learn in a meaningful way. So Kavya Kishore has mentioned e-log, e-journal, e-approaches.
Sir.
The need, what is the need? Innovation of teacher education ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು, the continuous process gaining new knowledge, that is very important. In we are contemporary, we are many friends are there who is participants here in the class, in our class or in the refresher class. The teacher to teacher is different, having the learning styles and teaching styles, and they are using advanced technologies. Some students cannot use any technologies materials, or even today also they are not using computer also, PPT also. So other students, sometimes it is help of the students, sometimes it is not help of the institution. Suppose IQAC, we are get from the students feedback. All the students are get the feedback. The question is like this: your subject teacher, whether they are using PPT or not, your teacher teaching is inspiring or not. So what is the reality of the teacher or teaching the student? They are mark it. Though finally it is the effect on our institution quality assessment. So gaining the new knowledge, refining the skills, adapting new methods are essential in enhancing the quality of teachers trained in teaching education institutions. That is very, very important. The teacher education, we are all one or two participants, except one or two participants, we are all in teacher education, our area. Teacher education means here reference to the policies and procedures designed to equip prospective teachers with the knowledge, attitude, behaviors, and skills that are required to perform their task effectively in the classroom, school, and wider community. We call teacher education. That is skill-based courses which we are mentioned here. So, and also the innovative approaches we mentioned here. The first one here. So methods discussed, flipped classroom and active learning strategies, experimental learning, gamification, online and blended learning models, and adaptive learning system, and integration of emerging technologies in related to artificial intelligence. And other, you have get the information from the Googles and different information, constructivist method, approaches, collaborative approaches, integrative approaches, reflective approaches, inquiry-based approaches. So many approaches are there. So nearly 20 approaches. If the inevitable condition, we have to adapt only one or two in our classroom. Why the innovation important in higher education? Very important. Here promoting innovation and entrepreneurship in Indian higher education is a promote importance for during economic growth, creating job opportunity, and fostering a culture of creating and problem solving. Because of these important things, innovation important in higher education. So why we are innovative teaching strategy important? So without these lecturing method or explaining method, it is not effective. Yes, along with our lecture method or explaining method, we are using innovative teaching strategy in our classroom. Using innovative methods of teaching is a crucial skills for the teacher and education staff also. Scientific research has shown the innovative teaching method and approaches can significantly enhance the student learning process. The interaction is very, very important. So, based on these important things, the skills also very important for teachers. Teaching skills is a very important classroom management skills, communication skills, interaction skills, and use of teaching aids and digital aids also. The skills of attitude and behavior. So this is very, very important in the education process. So education is the modification of behavior which we mentioned. So then next overview the current educational landscape. Here transformation in higher education landscape, technologies, changing the student demographics, globalization, and emphasis on skill-based learning. Second is important of understanding the current landscape. Here, crucial for identification of the challenges. So in future days, we have challenging is ITEP and 2 years and integrated course, so B.Ed and M.Ed 3 years. And in future, multidisciplinary course of 4 years. The dissertation and research is related, everything is coming in the multidisciplinary 4th year or 5th semester of the multidisciplinary course, NEP or SEP. So these are all our challenging. In B.Ed also, we are get challenging in future after 2028. But we will see our teacher education program every day it is also challenging when we are changing our curriculum or any practical criteria. As a teacher educator, every day we are challenging profession in our area. So this is identify the challenges, recognizing opportunities, shaping innovative teaching approaches. So innovative approaches of teaching in higher education. That is over the key factor influencing transformation, technology integration, diverse students' body, debtness, demand for practical skills. So emphasis, relevance, and applicability of knowledge. Transformation in higher education landscapes, then technological advancement. This is highlighted by your seminar participant, integration of technology in education, mobile learning, and virtual classroom. So in the recent in the COVID time, we are very useful to use it in all the educational institutions, including schools also. Emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, and augmented reality and virtual reality. Artificial intelligence is one of the mechanical way, but we are not using in recent days. But in medical area, already it is implemented for the patient. In hotels also serve the food and other things. But artificial intelligence is very advanceful and also very dangerous also. So immersive learning environment and personalized learning. So overview of the current educational landscape, we are shifting student demographics, traditional to advanced learning. include adult learners, working professionals, and international students also. Diverse learning preferences and adaptive teaching approaches, importance of flexibility. So then globalization and internationalization. Then internationalization efforts. So skills-based learning and workforce development. So skill-based learning, we are already implemented in our teacher education field. In multimedia education, we are specifically some courses or some subjects we are implemented regarding the skill-based learning. And then access and equity and inclusion, the faculty of the curriculum. So like employing online or blended learning and inclusive teaching practices. Then need for innovative approaches to teaching in higher education. What is the need? Ravachakate ಏನಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಂಬಾರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಷನ್ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ outcomes anta. In our higher education, we are always engaging the students 1 hour classroom without fail, but also we have to engaging the students. Some approaches, it is very helpful to the teacher. Traditional method may not fully address diverse student needs. So active based or blended learning or constructive approach, it is very helpful for the students compared to traditional method, essential to meet evolving demands and foster student success. Reasons highlighting necessity. Why it is very necessary? Changing student demographics, technical advancement. So these are all important things. We have to addressing of the advancement of the approaches. So globalization and the second one is a changing nature of work and industry. So it is also not only in our education and industry level also gap. So increasing demand of lifelong learning, that is also important, and addressing equity and inclusion. Next one is flipped classroom, restructuring the learning environment, restructuring the learning. So here flipped classroom represent an innovative approach to reconstructing the learning environment in higher education, UG or PG. Unlike traditional like lecture-based models, flipped classroom invert the traditional teaching paradigm by shifting direct instruction outside of the classroom through pre-recorded lectures or readings or other materials while using class time for active learning activities, collaborative projects, and student-centered discussion. ಇದು ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. Here traditional classroom learning approaches, differences you have to find out here. Left side, before the classroom, only students attending the classroom. In the classroom, they are instructor, between the instructor diverses lecture to the classroom. There is no interaction. After the class, if the interaction is happen in the classroom, after the class, the learners are given practices, exercises, or activities to enhance their learning. But here, flipped classroom learning approach, you please observe in the left, watch the left side before the classes. The learner are given study material to read assimilate the learning content. The learners discuss the content with their peers and the instructor. After the class, see, the student alone, they are learning in the digital material like computer or other WhatsApp, mobiles and other things. The learner confirm their understanding by doing further learning activities. So this is very important in the flipped classroom, reconstructing the environmental environment, traditional versus flipped models, inversion of teaching paradigm, shifting direct instruction outside the classroom, components here lecture, readings or materials for home study, class time utilized for the active learning and collaboration. Activities in class. What are the activities? Suppose we have to conduct in flipped classroom. effective learning activities with active role in the learning process, collaborative projects with peers. In teacher education, all we are doing like this. Student-centered discussion. It is also in all the pedagogy, respective the disciplines like biology, physics, mathematics, even in social science, the subject we used in the student-centered discussion. Inductive, deductive, sometimes role play method, demonstration method, and heuristic method in science especially. So many methods, pedagogy methods we are using. Timely feedback from the instructor. That is very important. Flipped classroom here alerts learning environment dynamics. Here pre-class preparation is very important. Assign with pre-class materials and review the materials through video like video lectures or reading or interactive modules. In classroom engagement and student-centered approach. Benefits of the flipped classroom: increased engagement, enhanced learning outcome, flexible learning, improved teacher-student interaction, promotion of critical thinking. The main in our lesson plan objective is ours. One is now knowledge, comprehensive, and critical thinking, and the skill evaluation. The based on this here also promotion of critical thinking is very important. So here then challenges for flipped classroom: access and equity, preparation time, resistance to change, assessment alignment. Implementation strategies for flipped classroom: clear communication is very important. Explain rationally and benefit for the students. Gradual transition, quality pre-class materials, and active learning activities. Assessment alignment. Sometimes we are doing case study. It is compulsory for the teacher education programs and in multidisciplinary also in future. The many universities are suggested case studies and success stories of flipped classrooms. So flipped classroom transfer learning environment. Here they mentioned Harvard University, Stanford University, and Khan University. They are using sometimes the case studies is very important. It is the individual attention. So flipped classroom transform learning environment and critical thinking challenges can be overcome with the careful planning and innovation. So these are all important thing. Active learning strategies, engaging student in the learning process, innovative and active learning, contrasting passive learning and key features and benefits here we mentioned. It is only the important thing. Then types of innovative and active learning activities. Think, pair, share. What is the think, pair, share? Student individually reflect on a question or prompt or discuss their thoughts with a partner or peer group antivala, and then share their ideas with the larger group. Group discussion, it is no. Case study, we know. And decision making application, theoretical concept and other things. The third one is PBL, problem based learning. Especially in science subjects and sometimes in the humanities subjects also we can use real world problems, guiding them through the process of problem solving, research and decision making. PBL method or approach in ICSE, CBSE institutions or schools or some teachers given the assignment in recently. The students will exhibit some important marketing items and their sale with their professional or skill, their own skill, and they are marketing some vegetables or sometimes this project also implemented in CBSE ICS. And the problem based learning, it is learned by the individual students or group also. Types of innovative and active learning activities. Peer teaching. Student like turns teaching concept to their peers. Team teaching ಅಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Teacher to teacher explain ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಪಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಅವ್ರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. Reinforcing their understanding while providing opportunities for peer learning and collaboration. Role playing and stimulations. Role playing method we are using in social science and other subjects also. It is immersion students and in hypothetically scenarios, allowing them to explore different perspective and apply knowledge in the context. So then interactive quiz and polls. So interactive quiz and prompts, this is also very helpful to the students. So incorporating a technology for innovative and active learning, online, interactive multimedia resources, virtual labs and simulation, collaborative document editing, and gamification. So it is one the new ideas in the classroom. Games antivala, gamification here, like a game type we are making the group in the classroom. Incentive is participation and achievement, and game like elements enhance motivation and engagement. Gamification, the word is giving concept ಏನಂದ್ರೆ like a making the group work, peer feedback. This is promoting collaboration and communication in between the classroom and student, group work and peer feedback, classroom discussions, team-based learning, TBL. So builds community and accountability. How much we learn or gain the knowledge in the classroom. Promoting collaboration and communication. The last is evaluating effectiveness. So formative, student feedback surveys, learning analytics and reflection and self-assessment. So here incorporating technologies for innovative and active learning. The active learning strategies, vital role or deeper understanding and essential skills. It is very helpful in 21st century skills also. Experimental learning, bridging theory and practices. We are not going to uh, explanation all these things because the seminar Dr. Kiran Kumar has explained pedagogical approach emphasizing and bridging theory explaining. Here experimental learning examples, project, case-based learning, inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, clinical expression, cross-age peer turning. So they mentioned nearly 20-25 learning examples and volunteering, fishball, or apprenticeship, pedagogy, fellowship, internship, or undergraduate research, like in multidisciplinary, like master degree program, we are introduced like project, dissertation, practical activity we are implementing the multidisciplinary seventh and eighth semester of a multidisciplinary course according to NEP 2020. So in undergraduate research also, those who are completion of multidisciplinary 4 years course without PG, they are directly joining the PhD program also according the present regulations. So in UG students also having a knowledge of research. That is also one of the experimental learning examples. And laboratory work or studio work and student generated test questions here. So this is experimental learning. They are already mentioned the time on. We are going to next slides, experimental learning, feedback and experimental learning approaches. Dr. Kiran Kumar has already mentioned. So overcome barriers of implementation of experimental learning, assessment and evaluation and risk management is very important. So then gamification in higher education. This is a very new thing, higher gamification, application of game, design, elements and principles in educational context. The purpose of doing gamification here, enhanced motivation, engagement and learning outcomes among the students. Implementing gamification of strategies here, integration of game design elements like that group wise, challenges, rewards, feedback and mechanism. The external award or reward or supporting or motivation is very important in this approaches. Incorporation of social elements, leader boards, team-based activities and cooperative quest. In teacher education also we have made 1 unit, 4 batches or groups, and we are put make any names and giving some activities, co-curricular activities in camp or educational tours. That is the motivating approaches. Like that in content based we have make groups like gamification strategy, personalization through choice, autonomy and customization options, case study and examples here. So gamification in higher education, enhancing motivation and engagement. So motivation, engagement here, principles of gamification, clear goals is very required. Progression, feedback and rewards, competition and collaboration, challenges, narrative, then freedom to fail and social influences. That is also very important here. And sensory stimulation. The minute to stimulation for the students is required, immersive experiences and customization and personalization to increase the engaging or engagement with the personalized options. So benefits of the gamification in education, what is the huge another increased motivation. The purpose is in the classroom or outside, the motivation is very important. It is increase the motivation of the students engaged with clear goals and rewards and improve learning outcomes, collaborative learning and personalized learning and skill development. The present NEP or SEB and central government in any curriculum 20-25% focused on our skill development. Challenges promote critical thinking and problem solving abilities through skill development. So gamification in higher education, enhancing motivation and engagement. Application in education, clear learning objectives, feedback loop, reward, I already mentioned, and collaborative projects, assignments, storytelling in learning. In method of teaching Kannada and in teacher education in English, we are already used the storytelling. So here also they mention learning from mistakes and multimedia learning and personalized learning paths. So here one the gamification in higher education, enhancing motivation and engagement. Some what they are having Kickstarter, Quizlet, Khan Academy, Duolingo, Kahoot, Kahoot, and Clash. Those are some apps. They are already mentioned in the our Google or WhatsApp. How to use the gamification in any level of the institution, any level of the classes, schooling. So gamification has the highest potential to transform higher education. Importance of the thoughtful design, prioritizing, and pedagogical integration and ongoing evaluation, and emphasizing the need for continued exploration and innovative in gamification strategies. It is one of the best approaches, but it is applicable for the content, our content. That is not UG and PG. In all the levels of schooling, we can use it. And many app also available in our website. They mentioned here some websites name also. So best practices for implementation, alignment with the curriculum, and then accessibility, balanced competition, inclusive collaboration, and continuous improvement. So this is very important thing, best practices for implementation. Then application of gamification, where we have to apply this gamification approach means here education field or health and wellness and employee training and development and crowds sourcing and innovation area. This is very requirement. Application for gamification, productivity and task management, customer engagement, and environmental sustainability. So this is the applications of gamification. Then financial management, social causes, and training and development. So encourage saving and expense tracking through progress tracking and rewards and financial goals also. Gamified challenges, it is one of the challenges. So it is the learning platform and tools, LMS, learning management system, educational games and simulations, gamified apps and platform and custom gamification solutions. So ethical consideration and potential drawbacks, that is there in all the approaches or all our teaching. equity and access, instincts versus extrinsic motivation, sometimes, and data privacy and security. That is very important here. So then game addiction and distraction. The students are very addiction for the sometimes these approaches, detection and stereotypes and representation and assessment validity and reliability, curriculum standard, tasks and scoring the consistency. Like our curriculum also, it is applicable or not until now ನೋಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. So gamification in higher education, the consideration and leveraging appropriate gamification strategies and tools, educators can enhance curriculum delivery and assessment effectiveness while promoting student engagement and motivation. So blended learning, the third one, flipped classroom teaching, and second gamification and blended learning models. So you know very well blended learning, online blended learning module, and also blended learning here, collaboration, e-learning they mentioned, but utilize the technology, revolutionized higher education delivery, expanded access and enhanced flexibility and catering to diverse learner needs. That is very important. Provide personalized learning experiences tailored to individual performance and abilities. So this is in blended learning. Online learning, virtual classroom, conduct lecture, discussion and active through the online platform, interactive content. So this is also 24 into 4, 24 into 7 accessibility. The blended learning, combination of online and face-to-face instruction. Face-to-face instruction in the online learning. Then hands-on experiences. This is the digital advanced e-approaches. Kavya Kushar has mentioned hands-on experiences, and also Kiran, experimental learning, incorporate practical, especially practical related activities, hands-on activities, and complement online courses. So that is the important thing here they mentioned. And benefits of online and blended learning: accessibility, reach a broader audience, including non-traditional and working students. Flexibility is accommodate diverse schedules and learning preferences. Cost effectiveness, reduce expenses associated with physical infrastructure and travel. Sometimes school, suppose in COVID times, government schools students can't uh, you know joining the course COVID classes sometimes because of the without mobile, they are helpless. That is why the cost effectiveness is also important. Physical infrastructure and travel also. Personalization, tailor learning experiences to individual needs, fostering greater engagement and success. The challenging and consideration what in blended learning, technical requirements, digital literacy, maintaining engagement and assessment and evaluation. Future trends and opportunities. Here, blended learning, expanding access and flexibility, future trends and opportunities, advancement in educational technology, explore emerging technologies such as virtual classroom, reality, and artificial intelligence. The recently in medical area, the how to operate the patient through the artificial intelligence. That is a program. Somewhere as failure, somewhere as successful. So that is also we are conducting survey in research to enhance online learning experiences. Innovative pedagogical approaches experiment with new teaching methods and instructional design strategies tailored on online and blended environment. Next, global collaboration. Foster international collaboration and exchange through online learning platform. If you MOU between the international universities or departments, you can make it the global collaboration also, the geographical boundaries also. So online and blended learning models offer transformative possibilities for higher education, providing greater access, flexibility, and personalized learning experiences. So this is the very important thing in the blended learning modules. The integration of emerging technologies. What are the important thing? AI, VR, and beyond. Artificial intelligence, AI. Next slide, please. Artificial intelligence. Next slide, please. Artificial intelligence here, personalized learning pathway tailored to individual student needs, real-time feedback, and adaptive tutorial system. Automated grading and assessment to save educators' time also, or teachers' time. So insights from learning analytics inform instructional decision making. So virtual reality means here immersive learning environments for exploring complex concepts. Hands-on experimental learning in various subjects, virtual field trips, and cultural experiences without leaving the classroom. So how to maintain the virtual field trips and enhanced accessibility and inclusivity for the diverse learners. So then implementation consideration. So carefully planning investment and training for educators, address ethical and privacy implications, potential to enhance teaching, learning, and prepare students for the digital world. So here, whatever the approaches are there here, totally all are related innovative approaches are essential in higher education, that is undergraduate or higher education level. Adaptation and integration of emerging technologies are crucial. Meeting diverse learners' needs in the digital age is permanent for success. Suppose in COVID time we conducted through online classes, it is very successful, and students also they are joined very effectively, but we are not directly do the examination work based on their internals. We are promoted to previous semester to next semester. So we cannot assess for their academic achievement for the UG and PG level. If one subject we are taking among the courses means subjects, one whole subjects we are conducting the digital through approaches. After the completion of the syllabus, suppose we do the conduct examination physically, we can 80% or 100% we have academic achievement through advanced or approached teaching. So that is also in future UGC already prescribed 60% of the online classes and 40% of the offline classes because of some regarding the science subjects, because of the practical activity and other thing. And what Dr. Kavya Kishore already mentions, Karnataka University, Karnataka State Open University, and Mysore University, they are notified for the online courses also in master degree. So these are all the approach teaching is very necessary for that course. We are integrating of emerging uh, everything we are achieve through these programs also. Future direction and recommendation for innovative approaches of teaching in higher education. Embrace emerging technologies. That is only not related to VTO university. In any university, students and teachers, we can have the technologies, knowledge, and advanced, whatever the advanced knowledge we have to implement in our classroom. Integrate multi-modal learning, promote lifelong learning skills, and empower educators with professional development. So this is the very important future direction by the higher education. Encourage student-centered pedagogy. Wherever we are teaching directly or indirectly or online or offline, our centered point is our students only. Encourage student-centered and pedagogy. Empower the student through inquiry-based learning and flipped classroom. Foster active engagement in constructing knowledge and solving real-world problems. In many conferences or seminars, their presentation through poster. Some students are some research scholars, they are presenting the poster and also faculty members also presenting poster in a national or international seminar. We are using the poster presentation of our presentation regarding the content and our knowledge, and foster interdisciplinary collaboration. Then invest in educational research. So higher education is focused on teaching, curriculum, research, and co-curricular activities. So here also they mentioned here research area also very helpful in IQAC or NAC. They are preferred for the grading purpose. The individual faculty members in research or projects or investigator, how many projects are there or regarding the research is very important. Allocate resources for research to assess teaching effectiveness and identify the best practices. Best practices means it is the individual attitude or individual interest of the teacher educator. It is not really implementing by any orders by the university or UGC or NAC. Best practices means beyond the limitation as a teacher educator or as a institution wise, what your best practices. So along with digital approaches or advanced approaches or different teaching approaches, as a teacher, what the best practices in your teaching classes or your subject. That is also you can, through the research, we can find out some solution. Contribute to the scholarship of teaching and learning. That is our contribution also very important in teaching and learning. That is the lifelong learning. Cultivate a culture of innovation. Innovative teaching is always value experimentation, risk taking, and continuous improvement. Encourage faculty collaboration and sharing of success and failures. So that's why we are always attending the faculty development program, FDP, refresher course, orientation course. It is one of the motivation and giving a lot of knowledge and experiences by the innovative ideas regarding the teaching, and engage stakeholders and partnerships. Sometimes industrialists or technologists or vendors or government agencies collaborate with our education. In recent days, NAC also asking your collaborative partnership or sponsored by any NGOs or industrial area also. So that is also one of the criteria of in our stakeholders and partnership of the education field. And expand access and equity. So ensure equitable access to technology and digital resources for the students. This is the digital internet access also. So this is important thing which I presenting innovative teaching for approaches. Many approaches are there, but mainly 4 approaches I mentioned here. Importance of pedagogy in teaching here. Many pedagogies are approaches, constructivity also, reflective approach, collaborative approach, integrative approaches. So whichever is suitable in our content, so we have to apply in our classroom teaching. So this is what explaining regarding my class. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನೀವು the main important conclusion is teaching approach, teaching method, and teaching strategy, teaching techniques. The four circle in cycle, the teaching techniques also important, strategy also important, teaching method also important, and teaching approaches also very important. So we have to focus on child-centered method, teacher-centered method, and group-wise, discussion-wise, demonstration-wise, or buzz group or gamification. Sometimes we are using lecture method, whole class discussion and presentation, and pair work discussion, sometimes collaborative learning and teaching, and lectures, talks also, conferences, symposium. We cannot cover all the approaches in our one semester or our content or curriculum. So if the possibilities as a teacher in digital mode, if we are using, definitely our teaching become effective, and interrelationship, whatever the mention here, student and teacher, uh, the relationship and development of the content, knowledge and experiences and activities. So teacher commitment is very important here, commitment of the student, commitment of the profession, and the commitment of the society. Always society expects devoted teachers. Always society expect committed teachers. Always society expect dedicated teachers. Our teacher profession is only dedicate, sacrifice, and compromise. That is very important. So unless you are inspired, you can't inspire the others. Unless you are motivated, you can't motivate others. Motivate to others. Unless you are moved, you can't move others also. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆಗುವುದು ಸುಲಭ. ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ವಿಸ್ಡಮ್. ಅನುಭವಿ ಆಗುವುದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆಗುವುದು ಸುಲಭ, ಅನುಭವಿ ಆಗುವುದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ವಿಸ್ಡಮ್ ಆರ್ knowledge person, it is very difficult to experienced person in the society. Telling is always regarding the lecture, questioning, discussion, showing a demonstration, visual aids, etc., and doing approaches pedagogy. Here, project, role play, flip classroom, or or blended learning, or gamification, or any practicals. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು talent, we are find out the talented students. All students are not talented in the classroom, but we have to equal opportunities. If we are giving the classroom for all the students, each one students also become a talent students. Your opportunity, you are giving equivalent opportunities is less or lack of opportunities. So some few students only having a talented. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಾನ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ. You are not seen equal talents in the society or classroom, but we have to give equal opportunities for them ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. So in our nation, our talents is good future citizens who are sitting in the last bench, who are sitting in the first bench. The bench is not important. The benchmark is very important. So that is concluding my session today. My level best within the timing. I have to complete our topic. First slide: innovative approaches to teaching in higher education. Based on the lessons, you are expecting 2 questions from our classes, like innovative approaches of teaching in higher education. Based on, we are asking questions, and also we are expect innovative approaches to teaching higher education. The characteristics, overall the approaches, what is the benefit of the characteristics of the innovative approaches to teaching in higher education. These approaches is not applicable for only UG or PG level. It is applicable into any level of the schooling which I mentioned, school level or higher school level, in ICSE, CBSE, international some institutions, school institutions also, they are already used all the approaches regarding the content. But in our higher education and teacher education field, when we required, definitely we are using these approaches, and we will get the good quality education and effective classroom in the higher education field. Thank you, one and all. Thank you for patiently listening my class 1 hour 10 minutes. Thank you, one and all. Sir?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Nice
Thank you
place.
very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I think shall I took 5 minutes late, correct?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, it's okay.
5
One
minutes.
Correct time,
time.
correct.
One time.
So many my contemporaries are
Thank you, sir.
attending the this is a refresher course. Many my teacher educators, seniors, and my contemporaries are there. They are already using in seminars and conferences the same approaches which I mentioned in the class in this class. But when we are required, definitely in higher education, UG and PG, based on your interest and attitude and student interest, definitely it will very effective in the classroom and outside also. Total, what is our intention? The learning outcome is very important, and effective classroom also very important. And total, our teaching satisfaction is very important. Whether you are giving lecture method or anything, some students are attending tuition. The tuition teacher, old tuition teacher, is there in your surrounding area without any digital class. He is having 100 students in English tuition classes, degree or PUC or SLC. Without any approaching, he is having good knowledge and delivery the teaching for the students. But in the contest era, globalization era, inevitably we have to adapt, because students also very advanced in the present education scenario. The teacher also day by day. Basically, we are appointed as a typist. Typing machine we are appointed, but still today we are not using any typing machine. We have to apply of our implement of our using the computer and other digital things. So once again, thank you for giving opportunities, our coordinator, Professor Ningama Madam, and director also, Madam Malini Madam, and organizers, and also participant. Once again, I am thankful to you, because yesterday our finance officer died due to breathing problem. Today is the one small function for the respect to the finance officer. I requested to Madam to postpone, but it is already fixed. That's why I took the classes. It is any lack of knowledge, you please excuse. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
ಸರ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ಗೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.